agents, one of the things that's been working very well is I'm going to start with pending today, and I'm going to pick an area, and I call it circle prospecting, and I'm going to pick a few buildings that look like buildings that I would have bought, or at least within a 10% range of what we would have paid for that property, just looking at it from the MLS. I'm going to call and introduce myself. We're finding, half the deals are falling out of escrow, whether they're investors trying to retrade the deal, or whether they're homeowners who feel who can't get financing, or they have decided to back out of the deal. So we're able to come in there, take the place, give the bank what they want, and it's worked very well for us. So I'm going to start by calling those realtors, and what will happen is, typically these deals, the first time we call somebody, as a realtor, they get calls every day, all the time, from investors. The investors, 9 out of 10 times, just want to invest in real estate. They're not sure what they want, how much they're willing to pay. They can't describe what they're looking for. So a lot of the realtors doing a lot of deals, or at least the deals that we're looking for, have a choice in who they can work with. Because if they have deals, it's not hard to sell a property that's a good deal. It's hard to sell a property that's overpriced. So the key is, in how I'm looking at this, is how do I get this realtor or the person who has a product that we're looking for to take me seriously and to want to work with me and to put me on the speed dial, in addition to the investors they already work with. And eventually I want to be the #1 buyer for these agents. It doesn't take a lot of agents who call you when they have great deals to make a lot of money in this business. The key is not to burn bridges, to be upfront with people, to have an ethical business, and really what's important is to have a good relationship. There's a lot of people in this business that would just throw out offers, or they'll burn their bridges. And what happens is, San Diego is a huge place, and there's a lot of realtors. There's probably, everyone seems to have a real estate license. But the people doing deals and the people making money for investors, it's a small community. And you burn a few of these bridges, what's going to happen is next time they have a great deal and you go to put an offer in, they're going to tell their client that you're not a serious buyer, that you kicked the tires. And so what we do is we try to pride ourselves in closing on deals that we put in offers on. If we put in an offer, we try to put in accurate offers. And that's why it's important to be an expert in what you do and to know your niche. Because when I put in an offer, I feel it's very accurate. I feel comfortable in the offer I put in there, and I don't try to go back and renegotiate or retrade the deal. Rarely does that happen, and usually it's something that I could not have known about from the start, like maybe permit violations or something illegal on the property. And typically I'll even know in advance if there is something wrong with the property, and I'll address it with the realtor and let them know, say, hey, look, this offer is based on this particular portion of the building being legal. If somehow we find out that it's not, we'll need to come back and talk about a price reduction or go ahead and bow out of the deal. But I try to be upfront with the person in advance so they know where I'm coming from and my strategy. I don't like to try to surprise people. I don't like to wait to the last minute. I also don't like to come back and try to give what we call, people that have a license, what we call is a commissionectomy. And really what that is a lot of people make it their business to come back and try to get a piece of the realtor's commission. And my point of view, that's a recipe for long-term disaster or blackballing. You may get somebody once or twice, but why are they going to call you for the best deals if you try to get a couple grand or even 500, 1,000, or 2,000 bucks out of these guys? If the deal doesn't work, it just doesn't. It doesn't work. Some people feel like they have to win by other people losing. And I don't necessarily agree with that, but there's people who are successful doing that, but that's just not the way I operate. So we're talking to an agent. The most important part, I believe, is they want to know that you're going to close the deal, that you're a credible buyer, that if you say you're going to close and they send you an opportunity, you're going to close that deal. So that's the thing that's first. The second thing that comes after it is also how are you to work with. So first, are you going to close a deal? The second part is, so they have a list of people that they believe can close a deal that are credible. If you haven't closed a deal with them, you need to establish that you're credible and let them know that you are, and hopefully they believe you. But once that's established, the next part is, who's a person who's going to be the easiest to work with? So am I going to be, I try not to be difficult. I try to make it as easy as possible for the realtor. I believe my job is to once I find the opportunities, is to pretty much do everything else. I'm not doing the transaction coordination or anything else, but if you bring me the deal, if you're a realtor and you bring me the deal, I'm going to try to do all my homework myself and make it as easy as possible for you, and I'm going to close the deal, and you're going to get a check at the end of the deal, and next thing you know, 2 weeks from that point, when we're almost done with construction, I'm going to call you and say, hey, let's meet, and let's talk about selling the property and see what we can get for it. And then we're going to go into the marketing phase of that property. So that's what I do. So we're going to go ahead and use this video. It's going to hold me accountable to see if I can close these 2 deals in this next month, and we'll go from there. So let's see what happens. All right, that's it for today. Bye.